Sunday Meditation, February 7th, 1982. LL Research channeling Hatonn and Latwii. L. Channeling. I am Hatonn, and I greet you, my brothers and my sisters, in the love and the light of the infinite Creator. My friends, it is with great pleasure that we listen to the gentle sounds of the young child, for we understand its meaning. It shares with you and with us its wonderment at the infusion of love and light into your room this night, as your spirits join and become one. It is our pleasure as well to be both perceivers and participants in this mingling. And for this, we offer you our thanks. We of Hatonn would like at this time to share with you a story, one in which a child is born, lives, and dies in the manner of your density, yet accomplishes a great deal more than is obvious to those who shared his presence. The child of whom we speak was in no way outstanding, either physically or mentally. The child was of inauspicious parentage, having been raised of poor parents in a small village. When the child reached maturity, he joined himself with a woman, for he sought the comfort that this type of companionship could provide. As things progress in your density, the child grew older, fathered children, grew older again, and eventually died. Not a very impressive tale of a life, you might assume, yet the child accomplished in this brief lifespan that which he set out to do. The learning which the individual had prescribed for himself prior to this incarnation did occur. And although this individual did not attain great wisdom, did not even obtain the realization of choice between service to self or service to others, still, the individual attained that which he set out to do. My brothers, my sisters, there are many in your world today who are like this child. The lessons toward which you strive exist yet for them far in their future. For as one must learn to walk before one may run, one must first learn to crawl. We would suggest to you, therefore, to be generous in your hearts to your other selves, your other brothers and sisters of this world. For although they have not attained your awareness, although the revelations which you seek and hold so dear are not revealed to them, we urge you to realize that their lessons to them are equally important, that their learning is paid for with as many tears and as much pain as your own. It is often difficult to extend your love to some who fall within this group, for their confusion seems to abrade their lack of awareness, makes them appear almost another species, a duller, dimmer species, somehow distantly related to your own. My friends, they are not merely your own species. These are your own selves. It is not our desire to chastise, for judgment is not ours. Rather, it is our desire to encourage, that you may, in perceiving your other selves as such, find your hearts less reluctant to share your love with them. Loving is not always an easy task, and on some occasions is poorly rewarded. But, my brothers, is reward what you seek? Therefore, we would humbly implore that you extend to yourselves that love which you extend to us. At this time, we desire to speak through another instrument. I am Hatonn. Carla, channeling. I am Hatonn, and am with this instrument. We offered this contact to the one known as C, but this entity requested that we move on. Therefore, we shall close through this instrument. We greet you once again in love and light. To feel, my friends, that one is a finer example of the species is to find oneself upon dangerous ground, if we may use that term in a spiritual sense. In your holy work, which you call your Bible, a great king of Assyria made a request to a great king of Israel, that a great Assyrian might be healed of leprosy. The request was made in a grand and formal manner, and the gentleman of importance who had contracted this feared contagion journeyed forth to the land of Israel. The king of Israel was about to turn away this gentleman, but one known as Elisha offered instead to heal this man. Go forth, he said to this fine and important man, and wash yourself in the river 7 times. Now, this man was important. It was not for him to do such a thing, an unimportant act. He expected his healing to have all the grandeur of his person, and, at first, would not go wash. In the end, desiring to be cleansed, he did indeed wash in the river 7 times over, and emerged cleansed and healed. Whenever, my friends, you do find yourselves gazing at a brother or a sister and feeling that feeling of distance betwixt you and he or she, know for certain that your feeling of a great height upon which you stand by reason of intellect or knowledge or spirituality will soon become an opportunity for you to experience humility. And when this happens, my friends, greet this experience with as much enthusiasm as you can muster, for it is a valuable way of learning the ways of love. Before we leave this instrument, we would pause and offer our conditioning vibration to each of those in this circle, to all of whom we send our love. Please request mentally that we be with you, and we shall attempt to make our presence known to you. I am Hatonn. I am Hatonn, and speak once more through this instrument, to assure each of you our gratitude for your call to us, that we may share our humble thoughts with you. As you go about your daily tasks, know that these feelings which you experience in meditation are with you, are a part of you, and are available to you. Let not this beauty fade from your life, for what is there to replace it? We leave this instrument in the love and the light of our infinite Creator. I am Hatonn. Adonai, my friends. Adonai Vasu. Jim, channeling. I am Latwii, and I greet you, my friends, in the love and in the light of the one infinite Creator. We are most honored to be asked to join your group this evening. It is always a great privilege to blend our vibrations with this group, for we have many memories of the joyful intercourse, shall we say, with this group in the capacity of answering the queries which those present bring as treasures to us. May we at this time ask if there are any questions which we might attempt to answer through this instrument. I have a question for S. She had a spiritual experience recently and needs an answer, if you can help her, on how an individual can react or respond to her kind of spiritual experience. Latwii. I am Latwii, and am aware of your query which you ask for your sister. May we say, first of all, that the experience of what you would call a spiritual nature are most private and personal and unique unto each entity. Each entity upon your planet seeks either consciously or unconsciously union with the one Creator and all of creation. Each entity, by the path it travels, in the beliefs it holds, and the way in which it experiences its life, does create a framework through which each truth shall be revealed unto it. Each entity, therefore, does determine a manner in which it seeks, and the manner in which it shall receive that which it seeks. Therefore, when an entity, such as the one known as S, experiences that which your peoples call a spiritual revelation, this entity is experiencing a greater portion of itself, because it has asked to know, to receive, and to be answered in such a way as it has been answered. To speak specifically to this particular experience for this entity would not be, in our humble opinion, a service to this entity. For the greater portion of such a spiritual revelation is the seeking of the meaning of that experience within the heart of the being of the entity experiencing it. For another, such as ourselves, to attempt to reveal unto this entity the meaning of such an experience is to travel that path for the entity, and thus remove for the entity the opportunity of gaining further spiritual strength and understanding that would ensue as a result of this entity attempting to assimilate fully the meaning of this experience. We can only suggest that this entity and any other in a similar situation meditate upon the situation preceding the experience itself, and the results in the experience that follow. In this way, we feel we might be of most service to this entity. May we answer you further, my brother? M. Just a little. I believe she understands your answer and would have expected that. The problem with meditation is an evil presence she feels as she tries to meditate almost makes her afraid to meditate. She wonders if she should, in fact, meditate at all, if she's bringing on that type of vibration. Latwii. I am Latwii, and am aware of your query, my brother. In this regard, may we make a simple suggestion to the one known as S, that being that to seek purely the one infinite Creator and to serve the one Creator by serving the other selves that one finds in one's daily round of activities is a shield, shall we say, that does provide protection from entities of what you would call a negative nature who would seek to infringe upon the free will of another. To refine this seeking of the one Creator and this service, it may be useful in this instance for this entity to engage in what might be called a fast for purification and protection. This fast to be of the description which is most beneficial to the entity, the most important ingredient being the dedication of the fast, of whatever nature, to the seeking of the one Creator. This fast to continue for a period of approximately 3 days. During this period, the concentrating upon the seeking and the purity is to be recommended. During this period, it might also be helpful to include material of a spiritual nature, of an inspirational nature, to be read by this entity periodically as a reminder for the purpose for which it seeks. At the end of this period of fasting, it is suggested that the entity begin a series of what might be called rituals, which would consist simply of the shielding of the self in light to begin the meditation, a prayer of supplication, invoking the presence of the guides of this entity, and invoking the love and the light of the one Creator. In this way, we feel that this entity might be aided by portions of its own being in the seeking of purity and of service to the one Creator. May we answer you further, my brother? M. Thank you for the instructions, Latwii. I'm sure that will be very helpful. Latwii. I am Latwii. We are most grateful to you as well. Is there another question at this time? L. I'd like to ask a couple of questions, if I may. Within the last couple of months, I've been receiving some visitations at night from some rather malevolent entities. I'm curious as to who is favoring me with their attention and why, as far as their choosing this particular time. Is there any information you can give me? Latwii. I am Latwii, and am aware of your query, my brother. We may answer in this regard by saying that such instances as those which you experience in your sleeping state may be of many origins. There are those entities, as you have surmised, which are of what you would call a negative nature. That is, they seek to serve their own individuated selves by gaining of control of some nature over another self. Entities upon your planet who seek to serve the one Creator upon the positive path, that is, the serving of other selves in preference to the serving of the self, in this activity of service do attract unto them, as a function of the balancing nature of all creation, entities of a negative nature. The entities of the negative nature are providing a service. They provide, shall we say, a test, a force against which you may move and thereby further express service to other selves. Your response to such an experience is also a service, and in remaining steadfast to the positive path of service to others, by sending love and light to these entities while in the dream state if possible, and while awake in meditation if not, is a great service. For, my brother, as you know, the creation and all of its parts are one thing, one being. The Creator shall know itself in every possible way. There is, as you would say, no right or wrong, and in truth there is no polarity, for all, at some point, shall be reconciled through the dance of the densities and the illusions which you experience. As you become more convinced, or confirmed, shall we say, upon the positive path, you shall experience a greater array of experiences in every part of your life. This is simply a signpost, shall we say, that indicates you are ready for further lessons. These lessons may not always be in conformance with that which you would imagine or desire would lie upon the spiritual path, but, my brother, we may suggest that as you travel this path and meet those entities of a negative nature, whether in dreams, visions, thought forms, or in person, the greatest service which you can provide is to envelop these entities in love and in light, for they are your other selves just as surely as is any other self. May we answer you further, my brother? L. Yes. On that topic, my understanding of what is being sought by a negatively oriented individual would lead me to assume that the presentation or response of love and light to the individual would be less than in tune with their desires, their own service to themselves. How am I assisting them in that manner? I don't understand that. Latwii. I am Latwii and am aware of your query, my brother. By sending such an entity love and light, you do radiate unto that entity the core of your being as undistorted and clearly as you perceive it. By revealing that which is the heart of your being, you do serve this other self by expressing your nature without reservation, and do accept this other self without reservation, without demand of any kind. This is the perfect expression of the positive polarity path, the acceptance, the forgiveness, and the loving of all other selves, no matter what their dance through the illusion. In this way do you express unto the other self of whatever polarity the heart of your being, which is love and acceptance of all. And thereby do you provide catalyst for an other self of a negative polarity to work upon its own perceptions and being. May we answer you further, my brother? L. Yes, one last question, then I'll give room for someone else. In previous meetings, I had understood that there were certain rituals that could be used to, in effect, exclude the inclusion of unwanted entities into your living space. It's something I'd considered doing. At the same time, I'm reluctant to, because I feel that it would be reducing the amount of service I could do to one of these entities, as well as, in effect, giving them the opportunity to concentrate on me instead of bothering somebody else. I realize this is not a decision you can make for me, but I would be interested in hearing any advice you could offer. Latwii. I am Latwii and am aware of your query, my brother. In this regard, we feel we may be of most service by simply referring you to these entities present who have utilized such rituals for this purpose. In this way, we feel we might allow the further pursuance of this course of action to take, shall we say, a more natural turn in events. May we answer you further, my brother? L. No, I thank you for your patience. Latwii. I am Latwii. We are most grateful to you as well. We look forward now to another query which we might attempt to answer through this instrument. Is there another query at this time? Side 1 of the tape recording this session ends here. We pick up on Side 2 with Jim channeling Latwii. I am Latwii, and would assure each that we are with this instrument once again and are awaiting a further query. M. How can one best maintain high spiritual and physical energy levels? Latwii. I am Latwii and am aware of your query, my brother. In this regard, may we say that the maintaining of such levels of physical and spiritual nature is that which is the work of, shall we say, the adept. For there are few upon your planet who concern themselves with such matters and are quite content to seek periodically the solution to such problems. In actuality, we would suggest that such matters are of such a simple nature that it almost escapes the sincere seeker. For within simplicity the seeker is usually surprised to find the answers to the questions of a complex nature. Therefore, we may simply answer you by saying your desire is that which shall assure your maintaining of such levels of energy upon the spiritual, the mental, and the physical complex nature. We would suggest a multitude of exercises, diets, regimens, readings, and other paraphernalia of the spiritual seeker. But we do not feel that specific suggestions such as these are of most service to those who seek upon the spiritual path. For most often, such externalities, shall we say, simply dissipate one's energies. When the simple rekindling of the desire to seek the one Creator on a daily basis, no matter how simple or short, is that which shall assure your treading of the path of the pilgrim, the one who seeks union of all with all, and through each experience that is encountered. May we answer you further, my brother? M. No, that was very nice, Latwii. Thank you. Latwii. I am Latwii. We are most grateful for this opportunity to be of service in this manner. May we answer another question at this time? I am Latwii. We are very grateful to be able to experience the silence and the seeking with each in this group. We are aware that there are yet remaining some questions of an unasked nature. We do not feel it proper to answer queries which have not been vocalized. We would therefore ask once again if there is a question which we might attempt to answer. I am Latwii, and am with this instrument once again. We find that the only queries we have been able to elicit at this time are those of the young, for which we have difficulty in the translation. Therefore, we shall at this time thank each present for allowing us to join our vibrations in this meditation. It is a great honor and a privilege which we cannot thank you enough for. We are always grateful for such opportunities and look forward with an anxious, inaudible, for the next opportunity of this joining. We remind each present that a simple request for our presence in meditation is all that is necessary for our joining there. We leave this group now in the love and in the light of the one infinite Creator. I am Latwii. Adonai Vasu Baragas.
Go forth then, rejoicing in the power and the peace of the one infinite Creator.